Hi everybody, welcome to Push Your Luck video. My name is Eric and today we'll be looking at Cacao. This is a 2015 release by ZMAN Games and it's by designer Phil Walker Harding, who also brought you Sushi Go, which is a very popular light drafting game. So Cacao plays 2 to 4 players and plays about 45 minutes or so. It is I would say it's a light tile placement game, very similar to Carcassonne. So if you like Carcassonne, Cacao will be something that you can take a look at. It has some similar elements, but plays quite differently. I would say it's a bit more similar to Samurai the card game by Rainer Knizia than Carcassonne. So let's take a look at Cacao, how to play the components, how to play the game, and my thoughts about the game. So this is what you get with Cacao. Now before I go into the components proper, I want to show you the insert that they have with Cacao. So this is the insert that it comes with the game. It is a very cool insert. It helps you to store all the components easily without needing to worry about whether it will off fit or it will move around the board. Now you do need your the punched out cardboard sprues that you have so that you can put it in here and then it will sit nicely and it will keep the components from flying out the board when you decide to tip it over like so. So you definitely need to keep all this so that it will prevent it from moving around. But once you remove all those sprues, these are the player boards. So each player will have one of these boards to keep in front of them. Then there are also tiles. Each player will also have a set of tiles. Alright, that they have all the tiles will be identical. Depending on the number of players that you have, some tiles will be removed from the game before the game starts. Each player will also have a meeple, so you can see that these are the meeples that you have. Now there's a very nice meeple insert here, which is quite cool. I have not seen this type of meeple insert before. There'll be some other components, like these are the sun tokens, nice cardboard sheet sun tokens. This will be resources that players can get during the game. There's money. So gold is the objective of the game. So whoever has the most gold at the end of the game will win the game. These are all the gold tokens. There's ones, 5, and 10. Then these are the Cacao wooden tokens. So these are resources where you can collect as well and then sell them and earn money, which is again how you win the game. Alright. So I'll put the components here at the side for now. Alright, so at the beginning, that's how you play the game. At the beginning, every player will receive the player board. They will also have a meeple. This meeple will be placed here at a -10 area. Then after that, each player will also have a set of tiles. Alright, they'll shuffle this. Depending on the number of players, some tiles will be removed from the game. So you shuffle this, and then you will, if you play 2 players, all tiles will be used, for example. So shuffle this and you draw 3. Okay. These are the starting jungle tiles. Alright, so there'll be one, this will represent a cacao plantation. This will represent the market. Alright, the number inside represents the amount of money you get when you sell a cacao fruit. Alright, so this means you get 2 when you sell cacao here at this market. Now, in addition, you shuffle all the remaining stack of jungle tiles, and you'll be putting 2 out. So there'll be like a face-up market here for the jungle tiles. So how do you play the game? Now, during your turn, you'll first need to choose one of your tiles to place onto the main game area. Alright. So when you place a tile, you can always orientate it whatever way you want. It matters because the number of workers on the tiles will give you a number of actions for that particular jungle tile that this worker tile is touching. So if I put it here, for example, I will be doing this 3 times and doing this 1 time. Right, so this is what the meeples mean on your worker tiles. After you place it down, you need to check whether any new jungle tiles will be placed onto the board. So this happens when there are two worker tiles and there's one empty spot here next between them. So when this happens, the active player will now choose one of the open jungle tiles to place here. Alright, so let's say I choose this, for example, I put it here. Okay, then now all new tiles that were placed on the board will activate. So what do I mean by that? So I place this here, this is a new tile, now I'll activate. So I'll activate this for 3 times. That means I'll get 3 cacao fruits here. and I'll activate this for 1, so I can sell 1 cacao for 2 gold. Right, this new tile was placed here. So you now, if a new jungle tile was placed, you now check all the worker tiles around it and see who gets what. So in this case, the white player will be able to get 1 of this sun god tiles and place it onto their board. Okay, now if you look at your board, you'll notice that there's this is where you place your cacao fruit. So after you got a cacao fruit, you place it here. Alright, so you can only have a maximum of 5 cacao fruits and maximum of 3 sun god tiles. Alright, so what are the other different tiles available for you to get? So there are different market tiles with different prices. There's also temple tiles. So how do temple tiles behave is that if you have a majority, you get 6 gold. This is endgame scoring. If you have majority, you get 6 gold. Second will get 3. So if you are tied for majority, then all tied players will get 6 divided by the number of tied players. Then there will be no second place. And if there's tied for second place, all tied players will get 3 divided by the number of players who are tied, and that's it. So for example, in this case, if I was in this position like this, and like this, and then I have 1 more tile here, for example. So white is majority, white will get 6 points, and I will get 3 points. Okay, so that's a temple tile. 1 more tile is a water tile. So the water tile is interesting because depending on how many workers you activate, so for example, if I have this, I'll activate the water tile twice, which means I'll now move my meeple twice. 1, 2, like so. End game, you will get where your meeple is at. So if your meeple has not moved, you minus 10 gold at the end of the game. If your meeple has managed to move all the way to the end, you get 16 gold at the end of the game. So this is quite good. The last tile that you have is the mines. Right, so when you activate the mines, you just get gold. It's just straight up gold. So in this case, I'll get 2 gold. Alright, so then there's different types of mine tiles as well, like there's the 2 one, and I think there is there's also 2 cacao. So for each meeple, active meeple that you activate this cacao plantation, you get 2 instead of 1. Okay, now one thing to note, what are the sun tiles used for? At end game, if you have any remaining, you get 1 gold. However, during the game, most of the time the jungle tiles will run out. So when the jungle tiles run out, alright, and you cannot put any more jungle tiles, then players are allowed to spend 1 sun tile and rebuild. That means they can place their a new worker tile from their hand onto one of their own existing worker tile on the board, like so. So for example, if I had this set up like so. Alright, and then the jungle tiles have run out. Alright, so I can now spend 1 of my sun tokens, discarded. I can now place 1 of my worker tiles from my hand, put it here. So in this way, I activate it again. So now I get 1 more cacao, I get move 1 more water, I can sell 1 cacao for 2 and get 1 more sun tile. Alright, so that's how rebuilding works. So the placement of the jungle tiles and the worker tiles is always, the jungle tiles are always you cannot touch next to each other, so you cannot put a jungle tile here like so. So it's always jungle tile, worker tile, jungle tile, worker tile, jungle tile, worker tile. Alright, so that's how this system works. And so the game will end when every of the players have used up all their worker tiles, and you count points. So any remaining cacao fruits will not give you anything. Any remaining sun god tiles give you 1 gold. You check for this as well. And yeah, and then you do the tempo scoring, and whoever has the most gold will win the game. So that's how you play Cacao. So let's go to my thoughts about Cacao. So what I think of Cacao, it is a very interesting game. I liken it to Rainer Knizia Samurai the card game, where it's a similar concept as well. You're placing tiles, you're placing your own tiles and trying to use the number of workers on the tiles to gain majority in a certain area or to activate it multiple times. So you're also trying to see what the jungle tiles are and see whether it is a wise move to put it next to an opponent, so that you're trying to make sure that you get more of the benefits rather than your opponent. So there's a lot of thinking there, and you're trying to outweigh your opponents as well. It plays quite well with 3. I'm not sure whether it'll play that well with 2. Because if it's 2 players, then I don't not know whether you get the sun tile, activation that often. That means I don't know whether you can actually rebuild over existing worker tile as often as I can. When I play with 3, initially we were thinking that, oh, I'm not going to use the sun tile at all because we were doing quite well. We did not put a lot of the jungle tiles onto the board. But near the very end, we were trying to not be the one that triggered the rebuilding, because let's say I was the one that triggered rebuilding. That means my opponents will be able to rebuild and get more benefits before it comes to me. Alright, that means they could have rebuilt twice in a way, for example, because in my last game I played, after I triggered the rebuilding allowance, alright, I only had 1 tile left, whereas they had 2, so they could do it twice. I only can do it once. Proper management of your board and your resources is very important. So if you should always have a bit of a cacao left, and some sun and 1 or 2 sun god tiles, alright, so that whenever someone triggers a sale, for example, if they place a market next to you, you can at least sell stuff rather than not be able to do anything. So having some resources here and there is very good. Being able to move, making sure that you don't have negative points at the end of the game, right? Because of the water tiles is also very important. So you make sure you also have some water, move some water, so that you can get at least some positive points near the end of the game. Tempo majority is also quite important, alright, because that's where you get quite a lot of points as well. So everything in the game is points, alright. It's just how you can maximize the number of points that you can get based on your placement and based on what your opponents are doing. So I would say it's quite a tactical game. There isn't too much of a long-term strategy in a way, except for the temples. So it's more tactical because you're looking at the board, you're seeing what your opponents have placed on the board, what are the jungle tiles available, and then what I can do with the worker tiles that I have in my hand. There are quite a lot of similar worker tiles, so you need to, if you can remember all the worker tiles, then you might be able to play better than others. For example, there's 4 1-1-1-1s, which means that there's 4 of such tiles. Right, then there's 5 of such tiles, the 2-1-1, and there's only 1 of this tile, the 3 and 1, and there's also one of the other side. So there's 1 here, and then there's 1 more the other side. So if you can plan it correctly, if you remember all the worker tiles that you have and plan it correctly, then this you will maximize your victory points much more better than other players. So yeah, so while I say it's a light game, there is certainly a lot of thinking involved if you want to go that way. Or you could play it very casually, I'm just playing and doing what I can and see what happens. But you could also go into it very deep and try and strategize and try to think what my opponents will want to do, or try to tempt them to do certain things. So I enjoyed my play of Cacao, and I will definitely recommend Cacao. Thank you ZMAN Games for this review copy, and thank you for watching!